up guys, how are you? Welcome back to another awesome video. And today we have another lore video. Today's lore video is going to be of the villainous Mammoth. Now, surprisingly enough, I think this one, I could be 100% wrong on this. I don't know, I'm going to have to look back on each of these stories and each of these lores and each of these sheets and origins that I have for these characters. But I feel like for whatever reason, you guys can agree or disagree in the comment section down below, but I feel like this one, surprisingly enough, just might be the most sympathetic. Like it's not 100% sympathetic, but you kind of could feel like, there is some sort of there's a hint of you feel sympathy. But without further delay, without further ado, let's unveil and charge into the Mammoth. Famous wrestler Randy the Bonesaw Hogan was the champion of the WF. He had been wrestling for 20 years. Since he was 22 and became the champ at the age of 27, Randy was the reigning champ for 15 years, and until he was 42. Until one day, a newbie shows up in the Wrestling Federation. This rookie had been around for more than a couple months after his debut. SummerSlam was upon Randy, and this new guy challenged Randy for his title. That same night, afterwards, a few good fellas in suits by the last names of Marco, O'Hearn, Schultz, and Gargan met up with Randy to bring him to their boss, Mr. Dread. When he is brought to Thaddeus Dread, he tells Randy to forfeit his belt to the new guy, but there's a deal to it if he forfeits. Mr. Dread will pay Randy double of how much he's getting paid, and he can get his revenge. After that night, Randy was taken back to Mr. Dread, where he was going to give Randy a experimental and questionable serum, just labeled steroid, to help Randy get his championship title back. What Randy didn't know was it began to turn him into a tall, rampaging, human-sized mammoth, hence now being called Mammoth. However, since Randy became this behemoth, he never got his cut back from Mr. Dread. He got his title back and his revenge, but unfortunately, he never regained human consciousness ever since. I feel like that just seals the deal for right there, and there will be a little bit more about who Thaddeus Dread is and who those other guys are later on down the line. Marco, O'Hearn, Schultz, and Gargan. You guys will hear those last names a little later on. I don't know when later on, but you guys will hear those names a little later on. So those guys will be returning, so there's no shadow of doubt. Just say the aftermath of what happened with the Mammoth kind of does put these guys at on edge about their own boss, and maybe they'll do something about it, maybe they won't. But until then, what do you guys think of the Mammoth? There's not really a lot of other things that really cover. Basics, this is pretty much just basics, and then in terms of his capabilities, and he's got super strength, he has durability, he's got basically every little feature that you'd think of, everything you would think of when it comes to an elephant or a mammoth or anything in that family. But let me know in the comment section down below, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to all series every day for every week. Make sure you ring that bell, do new videos every day of the week. Share the video with family and friends, all the good stuff and more. Leave some suggestions down below in the comment section as well. You name it, I'll look to as best as possible. I still have a few ideas for March Marble Madness, but if you guys have any suggestions for this year's March Marble Madness, let me know down below. And if we don't get to it this month, then I'll definitely cover it somewhere else down the line, so don't you worry. So even if it's something you're like, hey, maybe do a movie review on an MCU movie or a Fox movie, like one of the X-Men films or something. And then if we don't get to it this month, then I'll do it somewhere else down the line. So don't you worry. always that. And don't worry, people, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I will at least hopefully somewhere during this year's March Marble Madness, there's 3 streams I'd like to do. Some of you already know, some of you I'm still keeping in the dark because there's some surprises in those streams and other stuff. And look out for just also the Marvel content I have in mind and in store that hopefully I'll get to too. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.